Understanding probate basics. Probate is a legal process that occurs after someone passes away to settle their estate. It involves validating the deceased person's will if they had one, identifying their assets, paying off debts and taxes, and distributing the remaining assets to heirs or beneficiaries. This process is overseen by the probate court to ensure that the deceased person's wishes are carried out correctly and that creditors and beneficiaries are treated fairly. Definition of probate. Probate is the formal legal process by which a court oversees the distribution of assets left by a deceased person. It ensures that debts are paid off and that assets are distributed according to the terms of the will or according to state law if there is no will, intestate succession. When probate is required. Probate is typically required when a deceased person owns assets solely in their name. These assets may include real estate, bank accounts, vehicles, investments, and personal belongings. Assets held jointly with rights of survivorship, or those with designated beneficiaries, like life insurance policies or retirement accounts, usually bypass probate and go directly to the named beneficiaries. Key parties involved. Executor. The executor is the person named in the deceased person's will to carry out its instructions. If there is no will, the court appoints an administrator to perform similar duties. Beneficiaries. These are the individuals or entities named in the will or determined by state law if there is no will, who are entitled to receive the deceased person's assets. Probate court. The probate court oversees the entire probate process to ensure that the estate is administered correctly and according to the law. Next, we will explore some common pitfalls encountered during probate and provide practical tips for executors and beneficiaries on how to avoid them. Common probate pitfalls. Navigating the probate process can be complex and challenging, often leading to delays, disputes, and unforeseen complications. Here we delve into some of the more frequent pitfalls encountered by executors and beneficiaries. Delays in probate process. Probate proceedings can be time-consuming, with the duration varying depending on the complexity of the estate and local court procedures. Common causes of delays include incomplete documentation. Insufficient or misleading documentation required by deceased person's assets, debts, or beneficiaries can significantly stall the probate process. Disputes among beneficiaries. Disagreements or contests regarding the validity of the will, asset distribution, or executor's decisions can lead to prolonged litigation and delays. Notifying creditors and managing debts. During probate, creditors must be notified of the deceased person's passing to make claims against the estate. This process involves creditor notification. Executors must notify known creditors and publish a notice in the local newspaper to inform unknown creditors. Failure to properly notify creditors can result in delayed probate proceedings. Debt management. Executors are responsible for managing and paying off the deceased person's debts using estate funds. Prioritizing debts and negotiating settlements, when appropriate, can streamline this aspect of probate. Asset valuation and inventory. Accurately valuing and inventorying the deceased person's assets is crucial for probate. Challenges in this area include identifying assets, locating and identifying all assets owned by the deceased, including real estate, investments, personal belongings, and digital assets, can be daunting. Valuation issues. Determining the fair market value of assets, especially unique or illiquid assets, requires expertise and may necessitate professional appraisals. Executors' responsibilities and legal obligations. Executors shoulder significant responsibilities during probate, including fiduciary duty. Executors must act in the best interests of the estate and its beneficiaries, adhering to strict fiduciary standards. Meeting court deadlines. Executors must meet deadlines set by the probate court for filing documents, paying taxes, and distributing assets, failing which can lead to penalties or delays. Managing family disputes. Family dynamics can complicate probate proceedings, leading to contested wills. Disputes over the validity of the will or its provisions may result in litigation, causing asset distribution. Communication breakdowns. Poor communication among beneficiaries or between beneficiaries and the executor can escalate conflicts and prolong the probate process. These are just some of the common pitfalls that are essential for executors and beneficiaries alike to anticipate in order to mitigate the risks and navigate the probate process as smoothly as possible. When you need help with a probate, give attorney Jeremy Eveland a call, 801-613-1472.